we are going to the next segment on systems thinking. Before we go into the materials, let us talk about a very interesting event that happened in Borneo. Right, so for those of us who are foreign to this region, Borneo is the eastern part of Malaysia, and over there in Borneo you have a group of local tribal people, and we call them the 𝙦𝙖𝙧𝙯𝙪. So the story goes, in the 1950s, right, the 𝙦𝙧𝙯 were dying. They were dropping dead, right? And what were they dying of? They were dying of a disease called malaria. Right, those of us over here who have been through army, that's what they feed you, right, when you go to 𝘚𝙗𝙖𝙪𝙨 Island, right? So malaria. So they were dying from malaria, and what happened was the World Health Organization, as you know, is in charge of making sure that diseases do not spread. So what they did was they flew in the jets and they sprayed a version of DDT, right, insecticide. And what happened was it killed off the mosquitoes, which was the main culprit behind the malaria, right? And yes, the mosquitoes died and the 𝙦𝙧𝙯 recovered and everyone seems to be happy. Why seems? Because after that the 𝙦𝙧𝙯 started dying again, and this time round it was not from malaria. What was it from? It was from typhoid. Right, so what causes typhoid? Again, bad hygiene, right? So they traced the culprit to be rats. Yes, rats. So how did the rats come about? You know, what caused the emergence or the rise of the rats? So what happened was, when they sprayed the insecticide, they did not only kill the mosquitoes, right? They killed all the other insects in the jungle as well, right? They all dropped dead. And who had a field day? The geckos, the jungle lizards, was just, oh, it's buffet, that's nice. They started eating up all these insects, which had the poison in them, right? Soon enough, the geckos started dying. Yes, right? And as they started dying, what happened? They fell onto the floor, and the cats had a buffet. Ha! So they started, and then the poison accumulated inside the cats, and the cats died. And without the cats in the food chain, the rats had no natural enemy, and they just, you know, grew in numbers and created the situation. So how do you fix this? The World Health Organization have a solution. So the story goes that they actually flew in, you know, and parachuted cats into Borneo itself to regain the balance in the natural systems. Now, why do I share this? Once again, right, it is about systems. In the systems, nothing works in silo, right? There is always a reaction, right? So when you are doing something, do not, we should not, right, look at things in silo, and we have to think about what happens next after I have implemented this potential solution to your problem, because one could lead to the next.